Welcome to math class with Mr. Smith, everybody. Today is going to be a double whammy. We are going to be both comparing and ordering numbers. So let's get right to it. To compare numbers, we use the following symbols. We use these four symbols right here. The fourth one is a new one to fourth graders, and I'm going to be totally honest, it was pretty funny seeing some of their faces when they saw this for the first time. I don't know, like some of them just look like they had saw something not from this planet. Like it was pretty funny. But the other three we are familiar with. This symbol stands for less than. This one would stand for greater than. This symbol would stand for equals to. And this symbol would stand for not equal to. This is the new one. And sometimes they will ask for this, but it's very rare. But I'd like for the students to know this so that way they can be prepared for it in the future. So we are familiar with comparing numbers, so let's go ahead and look at them. The trick here is a lot of times what gets a lot of kids on these type of problems is not the fact that they don't know it, it's just that sometimes they overlook things. And I'm going to give you a scenario here. Let's imagine they're taking a test, and it's been a tough test, it's been a long day, it's been a long week, and they're tired from taking the test for several hours. Let's say it's the start. They see this problem right here. Okay, well they see that they're all 5 digits. The 2 and the 2 are the same, the 3 and the 3 are the same. You know what? They both have the same digits there, so I'm going to call it equals. That would be an immediate wrong answer, unfortunately. You've got to be careful with making sure you check every single digit. There's a 2 in the 10,000s, a 2 in the 10,000s. There's a 3 in the 1,000, there's a 3 in the 1,000. The 4 and the 9 are the two different ones, so I'm going to rewrite them at the bottom, 4 and 9, and I'm going to write a comparison symbol, or a comparison line. I know from kindergarten, first, second grade, that 9 is greater than 4, so therefore this 9 here makes the overall number greater than the other. Go ahead and try the next one by yourself. Alright, and you just heard my dog Luca. He's barking at some unknown thing in outside, but he barks at anything, so let's just ignore him for now. Well, let's see. In the millions place, to make it easier, they both share 29. Okay. Easy to check. In the thousands period, they all say 429. So perfect. Now here, this is where it's different. There's a 2 in the hundreds and a 9 in the hundreds. So 2 and 9. Well, like I said before, like we've learned this from kinder, first, and second grade, 2 is less than 9, so therefore the left side number is less than the right side number. And that's comparing numbers in a simple way. They can go up to the 100 millions, but as long as you follow this strategy, it's a piece of cake. Zooming back out, now let's go to the fun one. Now, we order numbers in two ways: least to greatest and greatest to least. There are many different ways to say this. It's hottest to coldest, coldest to hottest, tallest to shortest, shortest to tallest, heaviest to lightest, lightest to heaviest, most expensive to least expensive to most expensive, longest to shortest, shortest to longest. There's different ways to say it, but they all mean the same thing. Now let's order these numbers in order from least to greatest. Well, they're all in the hundreds, so that makes it very simple. So, from the looks of it, the first number would be 242. And I'll put slashes in between. The next number I see, is there any more? I already took care of this one, so I'm going to get rid of it so I don't get confused. I think the next one would be 285. Wouldn't y'all agree with me? I hope so. I think the next one would be, let me see, would it be 528? Nah. I think there could be something smaller. I see 297. There we go. And I think I took care of all the numbers in the 200s area. Now the next one I think would be 393. Okay. And the next thing would be 528. I think the next one is 791. And then the next one and the last one was 942. That seemed pretty simple. I do want to give a fair heads up. There is a new way that we write these. It is using actually the comparison symbols. So I'm going to do it down at the bottom. You got 242 is less than 285, which is less than 297, which is less than 393, which is less than 528, which is less than 791, which is less than 942. In fourth grade, you will usually more than likely see this way of writing it versus with commas, with slashes, with the semicolons. So let's make sure that we understand that we can also use the comparison symbols there. You'll see more practices of this as the year progresses. Now, it's one thing to order numbers in order from least to greatest. It's different when the question asks for something else. And you're going to see this in the question that I did here. So I'm going to go ahead and get my color pencils because, as we always do in my class, whenever we have a word problem, we are immediately going to begin using the cube strategy. So in this case, I have my red, green, and blue. Unfortunately, I think I left my orange. He will not be forgotten, though. Not to be dramatic, but he will not be forgotten. He was forgotten here, but he will not be forgotten again. A group of students play a game and can score up to 1,000 points. The students and their scores are listed in the table below. We have this table right here showing the respective scores. Order the student's name in order from greatest to least. So what they're meaning here is they want the scores in order from least to greatest, or greatest to least actually, but instead of the number, they want the kid's name. We saw this in our Unit 1 review, so it should not be that difficult for us, especially with the fact that it's with numbers in the hundreds. Now I'm going to use my pen for the orange here. We do not need 1,000 points. We do need the table, we do need to underline the question part, which is this part, and we do need to underline the key phrase greatest to least. Well, let's do this. The person that scored the most points, let's look at the numbers here. There's a 9, so Mary has to be first. So I'm going to go ahead and put Mary first. The next person I feel would be next is Lisa. So Lisa's next. The next one in charge would be, or in the order would be, Susie. This game must have been very easy for the girls, so you go, girls. The next one would be Yuri. From the looks of it, so it was Lisa, Susie, Yuri, followed by Mark, followed by Ralph, and finally John, last but not least. And that's how they would order it from greatest score to least score. I can tell you from experience as a teacher, when it comes to ordering, it's these type of questions that tend to get kids, because when it's not asking for the number and asking for you to put the name of the place, that's what tends to get them. So we're going to have to be very careful when doing these type of problems, everybody. This concludes comparing and ordering numbers, our double whammy video. Again, parents, if you have any questions, please contact me on Class Dojo or contact me through my contact information on our school website. Thank you and have a good rest of the evening.